Hey friends, welcome back. Today we'll be seeing what are the various operations that are involved while you make use of strings. So at the offset, we will start off with slicing, which is a very important concept when you deal with exploratory data analysis especially. So in strings, colon is the operator which is used for slicing a string. The syntax majorly is like you mention the string and you make use of the square brackets wherein there are three parameters that you pass. The first parameter separated with a colon, then the second parameter, then colon, then step. I'll explain you what each of them mean. Let us start off with an example. Let us consider a string here, str1. I've stored some string value in it, and let us check the length of the string. It's checked using len, right? Now, if you see this, what I'll do here is I'll simply remove this. So str1 of 0 colon 10. Here we are performing slicing. Let us see what happens. Here the value that is printed is welcome to. This 0 represents start from the 0th value. Indexing always starts with 0. So 0 represents the first character in the string, right? So you start with 0 and go up to 10. So when we start with 0, so W becomes 0. So this is 0, or I'll make this as 4, so that would be easy for us to count. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. We are going up to 4 but not 4. Now this is very important. While slicing, you need to remember that the first value is taken into account while the second value is skipped. Like 0 to 4, that means you are going from 0 up to 3. Fourth element would be neglected. So that is one thing that you need to remember. Now the same value will make use of 0 to 10, that represents we are going from 0 to 9, omitting 10. Next here is, if I write another colon and I write -1 or rather 1. So what this represents is, or what you to understand, I'll make it 2. What this does is, this is the step value. Step value means when you start at 0, then the next element that you would be considering is the second element, and not the immediate element, the second element. So 2 represents the step here. So in this example, we start off with W, then we skip E, and then we write L. Then we skip C, then we write O. That is what is the output here. So 2 here is the step that we provide. So this is majorly slicing. Let us see some more examples. In strings, like if you have seen, these are all positive numbers. There is a provision of writing and a negative slicing also. For you to understand, what I'll do is I'll simply write str1 of -1. Now what does -1 represent? -1 represents the last element. There is no 0. 0 you have used it right here. So like negative numbers are used for indexing in the backward direction. Positive numbers are for indexing in the positive right hand direction, and negative indexing is for the left hand direction. So -1 index here represents this L. -2 if I write would represent E, that is the second last. So the negative indexing is for leftward indexing. So here the numbers that are written here are -8 to -2. Now what happens? What is -8 here? So like I'll make this -8 as -4, and then that would be fine for us. So here this is -1, this is -2, -3, -4. We start at -4, and keep in mind the last elements, this -2 will not be considered. We are going from -4 to -3 only. -2 would be omitted. Or for you to understand, I'll increase this value. So here this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. So -6 here is H. So from -6 I am going up to -2. That means I am omitting minus 2, I need to go up to minus 3. So HANN would be printed, that is what is printed here. Next, the next kind of indexing is this, wherein you have single colon 8. This represents that I want all the elements up to 8. All the elements up to 8. So you go from 0 to 7. So W is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Space is also considered as a character. So this colon 8 represents all the elements up to 8. So you get this. Next index is this colon. Colon simply represents print the entire string. So that is what will be printed. Next, you have this. You can also combine the like indexes with plus positive sign as well as negative sign. So here you start at 1. You have not started at 0. So hence W won't be printed in the output. This is what you see in the output. W won't be printed in the output. You start at 1. So you start at E basically. And you go up to minus 8. When the compiler, the interpreter sees minus 8, it would know that it needs to index in the left direction, and it will check which is the minus 8th character, and that character would be omitted. So basically, one less than this would be the place till where the string gets printed. You can cross check that. Next is again, this is yeah. So now this is important here. Minus 8 colon minus 2 colon minus 1. Now if I run this, what has happened? There is nothing printed. Now let us consider this. I make this minus 8 as minus 4. That would be simple for you. Still the output will be nothing, because the reason is your string is this, right? Welcome to our channel. What we'll do is we'll check what is minus 4. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So this n here is the minus 4th element. What is minus 2? Minus 2 is this E, right? So minus 4, minus 2, right? We have known what our starting point is, we have known what our ending point is. But what is the step value that we have provided here? Step value that we have provided is minus 1. So what will happen here is, it would start at minus 4, it got minus 4, then the step value it would check, the step value is minus 1, it would add minus 1 to minus 4. What will happen when we add minus 4 and minus 1? It would be minus 5. But what did I want? I wanted minus 4, minus 3, that is what I wanted actually. But where am I heading? I am heading towards the left hand side. This is not allowed, or rather this is not this was not practically possible, because when I want to go in the right direction, I am going in the left direction. I never reach minus 2. When I keep on adding minus 1 to minus 4, it would increase in the negative direction, and hence I never reach minus 2, and that is the reason you get a null string. Basically it is a null string. Similarly, when I try to go from, or I'll do this minus as plus now. Now you will understand. When I add 1 to minus 4, it would be minus 3. Minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. So I am going in the right direction. I will somewhere reach minus 2. So here it is. You get the output. I hope you understand. Now similar is the case in this indexing as well. You start at minus 2. When you start at minus 2 and you wish to go up to minus 8, that is again, that is not practical, because by default the step value is 1, right? The step value by default is 1. When I add value to minus 2, when I add 1 to minus 2, it would be minus 1. Then when I again add, it would be 0, 1, 2. So the flow of this is in the positive direction, whereas I am specifying that I want to go to the negative, like on the left hand side. So never will I reach minus 8 if I start at minus 2. So this is again not practical. Although this would be true if here I had minus 8 if I start and I want to go up to 2, minus 2. So that is possible because by default the step value is 1. So minus 8 plus 1 would be minus 7. Minus 7 plus 1 would be minus 6. So I am slowly heading towards minus 2. Somewhere I will reach there and I will get something. So I hope this is clear here. Again, so this is the example minus 2 to minus 8. If you want to go in this, you need to give a step value of minus 1. So this would work here. Now the last in the slicing part is, if at all you want to reverse the entire string, this entire string would be reversed simply by writing colon colon minus 1 colon colon. You have not specified any values here. You have simply said I want the entire string in the opposite flipped altogether. So what happens? The string is printed in the reverse direction. So minus 1 gets printed first, then the next, the next. So hence it goes on. The step value here is minus 1. So minus 1, then minus 2, then minus 3, then entire string goes on printed. So whenever, this is the trick basically, whenever there is a string given to you and you have been asked to reverse the string, you simply do this colon colon minus 1, it would give you the string in the reverse order. So moving ahead, let us see this. You have a string. I have put some string here, and if I wish to get the first letter as capital, so this is the capitalized function that is inbuilt in inbuilt function for string. So when I run this, the K here was small, it has now become big. So capitalize is for making the first character capital. Next, there is a function named count, which counts the frequency of a particular character. If I count G here, so I've got 4 G's here, and that's the count that is printed. Next, if I want every first letter of every word to be capital, I'll make use of title. Now, there are chances that you get confused in what to make use of. So what you have is this help. What it does, it exactly tells you what that particular function is doing. So before getting into it, I'll simply write, we'll get to know what are the various functions that str supports. So dir of str is what I have written, and so these are the functions that are applicable to strings. Basically, these are all the functions that you can use. Like is lower, you can see here. You can check whether the string is lower or if it is numeric. There are plenty of functions that you can use, and each function here has a help. This is what I wanted to show you here. So we'll get rid of this. This is how you check for the functions that strings support. Now let's come back here. So I want to know what exactly title is doing. So what I do is I simply write help str.title. Now this is what title does. If you read this, it returns a version of the string where each word is title cased. More specifically, words start with uppercase characters and all remaining cased characters have lowercase. This is a much better definition if at all you want to understand what exactly title is doing. It is uppercasing the first character of each word, and all the other characters are in the lowercase. Similarly, you have this help for capitalize. What is it doing? It returns the capitalized version of the string. More specifically, make the first character have uppercase and rest are lowercase. So this is how you can check for help for each function, right? So this is again a help for replace, which I'll introduce you later. Let's come here. So str2.replace. What am I doing? I want to replace small g with capital G. Replace, as it the name itself has the definition. It would replace something with something. So what are you doing? You are passing two arguments here. You want to replace small g with capital G. This is how the output would look like. All the small g's, wherever they are present, would be replaced with capital G. Next important topic is the strip functions in strip functions related to strings, basically. So there are three strips basically that you can apply. One is the basic strip, the other one is the left strip, and the third one is the right strip. Now what exactly strip does? It removes the white spaces on both the sides. Like I'll explain you with an example here. We have the example here. So this is an example. If you note here, I have intentionally given a space here. If you see this, this is a space here, and I've also given a space here. That is what is a white space, and that is where strips come into play. So if I simply write str.strip, what will dot strip do? It would remove the strips from both the sides, this left side as well as right side. If I run the I need to load this. Okay. So the white spaces here are removed using the strip function. Whereas if I simply write L strip, it would remove the white space that is on the left hand side. Whereas the right hand side white space still exists. So if you see this, the left white space is removed, whereas the right white space is still there. Similarly, right strip, it works in the opposite way which the left strip works. It removes the white space from the right hand side, whereas the left white space is still there. So these are the strip functions for you. Let's move on to splits and joins. It would be the last topic here today. So what exactly split does? It splits all those words present in a string. So our string was welcome to our channel. When I execute it, each word is splitted here. Each word is splitted. If I say if I have I've created a list here. This is again splitted. This is not required actually. This shouldn't be here. Okay, let's move. Now this is again an important thing when you will be dealing with exploratory data analysis. Splitting using some particular symbol would be very much important. Like for instance, you might have a salary written in thousands using a comma, 10,000 written as 10,000. So you want to get rid of that comma because 10,000 should be an integer value that you need to work with, but comma would cause a problem. Hence, to remove that comma, you need to first split those values 10 and 000 using via a comma, and then merge them, and then typecast them into a integer number. So this is very important as far as data analysis is concerned. So here our string is what I'll do is because our string had no commas. So what I'll do here is I'll create a string. Say str2 equals to welcome to, or what I'll do, I'll take the 10,000 example. That would be the best part, right? So I have this 10,000. Obviously, this is a string, right? When I've written it in single quotes, it's a string stored in str2. When I want to split it, what happens? 10 is one element, 000 is another element, right? So this is how this split value works. This is very important. Next, now if at all you want to access this first and the second element, what you can do is you can simply write str2 of 0. str2 of 0. This would, I need to store this somewhere. I store it here, and I'll print ls here. this is 10 and 1000, so ls of 0 is 10. Now you may be wondering how we access this 10 separately, 0 0 separately. This is how you like access them separately. If I write 1, I'll access 0 0 0. It's basically a list that you are getting here. So that is why I needed to store it somewhere. Right? Let's move on again. Splitting is like one thing that I have already showed you. Now there may be instances where you need to join. So joining will happen using dot join. You first need to specify using what you want to join, and then you need to supply what exactly is the string that you are trying to join. So here when I execute this, what has happened? In my str2 it was 10,000. All these elements were joined using a dot. So it all depends on you, whatever the operator that you want to use to join it. That is how joining happens. So this is it. We have all like covered in like slicing of strings, basically, which is a very important concept as far as exploratory data analysis is concerned. We have like covered basic functions that are very important, capitalize, title, and we have seen splits, joins, and strippings of string functions, right? So this is it. We'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.